My name is Joe. These are just opinions. I am Joepinionated. Today on Joepinionated List, Music Edition, counting down the top 20 songs for R.E.M. R.E.M. stands for Rapid Eye Movement, which is like the state of a dream that you're in when you're in deep sleep and your eyes are moving rapidly. R.E.M. started in Athens, Georgia, United States. Bill Berry on drums. Peter Buck, lead guitar, mandolin, banjo. Mike Mills, bass, keyboard, backing vocals. And Michael Stipe on lead vocals and sometimes a tambourine or harmonica. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on these things. And so honorable mentions, number 30, Day Sleeper. Number 29, Imitation of Life. Number 28, Oh My Heart. And these are all in a playlist in the description. So my entire list is in the playlist in the description once I've loaded up the top 10. Other honorable mentions, Turn You Inside Out, Chinese Bros, Ignore Land, and the last one for the honorable mentions I'll do is, Pop Song 89. Okay, here we go. Top 20 R.E.M. songs. Joepinionated List. Remember to like and subscribe. Number 20, going with Fall On Me. I can't remember what album this is on. Number 20 is Fall On Me. Number 9 comes off of 1994's Monster. The song is Bang and Blame. Comes off of Automatic for the People. This one here over my shoulder. One of their best albums for sure. It's from 1992 and this one's near the end of the album. The song is Night Swimming. Here's something about R.E.M. It's sort of it's funny because I was just doing a Metallica list. A lot of R.E.M. music, I guess, is pretty music. But R.E.M. knows how to write a song. They've got a pile of hits. Okay, number 17 comes from one of the older ones I got into after Mark got me into older R.E.M., pointing out that Michael Stipe, when he was younger, did sound a bit like Gord Downie and just a lot of the same vibe in some of the slower tracks from the Tragically Hip. For what it's worth, I'm a big Tragically Hip fan. So this one comes off of Fables for Reconstruction, or Fables of the Reconstruction, 1985. Can't get there from here. It's hard to classify R.E.M. or bunch them into one certain genre. Okay, number 16 comes off of Reckoning from 1984. The song is Pretty Persuasion. So one thing with these older ones is the guitars kind of have a bit of a different sound, I find. A little thinner. From 1984 is Reckoning, going with So Central Rain. One thing I'll say about buying R.E.M. on vinyl is make sure you check them out. A lot of them have been played a ton, so I'm happy to get it. I've got a few. These are newer pressings, which is nice, but I've gone through a few copies of Murmur and Document and Reckoning. But once again, we're going off one of the earlier records, 1983's debut, Murmur. Number 14 is Talk About the Passion. A lot of political songs for R.E.M., a lot of statements. Michael Stipe, very political, sort of these brotherhood, union, rah-rah songs. Number 13 comes off of 1988's Green album. The song is Stand. If you're confused, check with the sun, carry a compass to help you along. I think that Weezer got a lot from R.E.M. There, I said it. What it is just that they've kind of figured out a formula to write songs. And I feel like R.E.M. is kind of the same way. It's just kind of ridiculous that you can constantly put out albums, but you just have this formula figured out. Low on facts, high on opinions. Number 12 comes from 1991's Out of Time. I already said that. Half a World Away. I was sort of surprised when I bought this album, and I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. The hits are great on Out of Time, but at the same time, I think the other album, quite a few of the other albums have more hits or more songs that I like. So I will say that. I'll be honest about that purchase not being as good as, every other one that I bought. Number 11 comes off of 1994's Monster, and this is the first one I bought with my own money. The song is Crush with Eyeliner. That does it for the top 20 for R.E.M. So songs 10 to 1 on the next one. Check out my channel. I've got around 100 different bands on there now. Number 10 all-time Joepinionated List. One of my wife's favorites comes off of 1992's Automatic for the People. The song is Man on the Moon. Milos Forman film of the same name, Man on the Moon, starring Jim Carrey, playing Andy Kaufman. It's one of the best movies. And I mentioned it in the Jim Carrey list. It'll change this song for you if you don't know who Andy Kaufman is. He was basically a comical genius. Number 9 comes off of 1987's Document, Finest Work Song. And this was a good work song for me. I used to work construction and I'd listen to music all day long. Listen to a band a day, try to spread it out that way. If I haven't heard a band, I try to listen to as much of their music as I could. This is the finest work song. This list is by no means fair or right, but it's as fair or right as any other list, any other award show. Just somebody's opinions. At least I've listened to the songs. Moving on. Number 8 comes off of Automatic for the People from 1992. The Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight. Number 7 comes off of 1991's Out of Time. The song is Losing My Religion. This is how I discovered R.E.M. was through this music video. And at first I didn't like it, but it was actually Al TV, so Weird Al Yankovic on Much Music, taking over the station. He would do these little parodies as the music video was playing. He'd talk over them and do some jokes, and in this one he was pretending to be the different people. It was hilarious. I just absolutely love watching Weird Al parody songs or joke around on Al TV, which is when he took over MTV or Much Music in Canada. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing My Religion. Number 6 comes off in 1994's Monster. The song is Tongue. This whole CD reminds me of dumping my newspapers when I was a kid. It got so bad that I actually didn't even really know where my roots started and ended. Right on number 5 from R.E.M. on the Joepinionated list, the greatest list on the internet. I'm sorry if I've made you a little bit dumber by watching today. 92's Automatic for the People, and the song is Drive. As my buddy Mark, who kind of got me back into R.E.M. would say, the song rocks, and there's plenty of guitars. My friend Mark had a rule. He'd only listen to music that had guitars. I love that about him. Thank you for getting me into R.E.M. and honestly for turning the page for me when it came to Neil Young as well. Check out Mark's band. They were from South Africa, I think Cape Town. They're called Live Jimmy Presley. Or J-I-M-I. Okay, in 1987, the album Document came out. It was a pretty big deal. The One I Love. This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind. Number 3 comes off of their debut album, Murmur. This is their first single. I think the single was out before the album actually. The song is Radio Free Europe. This is also the song when my buddy Mark from Live Jimmy Presley said that I should be listening to the early stuff. This is the one that really stood out to me right away. I played it obsessively. There's a few different versions of it. I like the one that's in the Joepinionated playlist. That's in the description for this video, and there's on my page I have like 100 playlists there. You don't want your first song to be your pinnacle, but at the same time this is one of their best songs, and it's their first song, and it's Radio Free Europe. I don't know why you're mean to me when I call on the telephone. The song strikes a chord. Number 2 all time comes off in 1994's Monster. The song is Strange Currencies. This song is so good. I mean, I would consider it one of my favorite songs of all time. Everything that R.E.M. does well at its very highest level. Strange Currencies, number 2 on the Joepinionated list, greatest R.E.M. songs. So I did 10 honorable mentions or so in the first video as well. And I think in the playlist, there's 40 of my top R.E.M. songs in order, so check that out if you care. If you don't, you already stopped watching. Number 1 comes off of Monster. It was actually the first single, and I believe the biggest hit off the album. Maybe Bang and Blame was, but it was close. The song is What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Out of Time was a huge hit. Then Automatic for the People and Monster came out. This album here was just a monster, and I love it. And the song What's the Frequency, Kenneth is different than a lot of their stuff. Huge guitars, and it's produced by Scott Litt and R.E.M. What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Such a great rocker. This one hits hard. Number 1 all-time Joepinionated list R.E.M. songs. So maybe you're not into R.E.M. That's your own biz. To my kids, definitely check out R.E.M. You're gonna love it. Honestly, the 80s stuff I would start with and work your way into the 90s stuff. I'm sorry I'm a little low on facts and high on opinions. Respect to R.E.M.